What else we have unlocked? We got Jordan and Spider-Boy.
This is a tale as old as time. We have seen these players play against each other plenty of times before. They are absolute mainstays of brackets. J Millions have come hot off a very strong performance at Riptide, especially not too many months ago, just about a month and a half ago. Spider-Boy also actually having a pretty solid performance at that local, if I don't misremember, which also was one of his first larger offline events.
Yeah, first major. I know Spider wanted to do more, and this is his time to show it, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's the next big event. You really like if you really want to do good, making it the top 8 now out of like the biggest workshop bracket that we've ever had. It's the time.
Yep, and he's definitely been practicing a lot for it. I know he's been doing a lot of work, not just deving, but also making sure to get his practice in playing against a lot of different people and making sure he can be the best he can possibly be for his bracket. So let's see how he ends up stacking up against a Riptide winner and long-time top player, J Millions.
Keeping it strong
So
now
far,
with Sakuya here instead of the Kodo pick that he usually starts off with. Like a zoner v zoner kind of archetype here. I don't know if that would be the proper rundown here. And Spider getting that SD, failing to recover on stage.
Yeah, I mean, as really as I don't know too much about how the matchup would play out with Kodal versus Nitori, I can definitely kind of see the angle of going something like Sakuya against Nitori, because having the access to the knives, as we've already been seeing Jordan kind of do, he can play at a range that lets him play very outside of Nitori's range, because as well as, like, even though Nitori is a bit of a zoner, she still has a very determined range she can play at, and clearly Sakuya's general threat range kind of just lets him play very safe, kind of avoid a lot of it, and just not let Spider get hit in the first place. And that's very much how it's playing out.
Yeah, like the small projectiles reaching full, like almost full screen is very scary, and just like Nitori having to set up more and taking like the startup really mattered with these projectiles. You can't just go bar for bar against Sakuya.
Oh my god, the reversal hit off stage there from Spider is actually coming in really good, very smart. Yeah, clearly having played Jordan a good bit, knowing he has that kind of off stage hit attacking habit to just catch the reversal. Very, very smart.
That's the very scary thing about Jordan, knowing that Sakuya has the speed, like momentum to go off stage that far. He has no fear. He can just throw out knives to cover himself. But that's the matchup knowledge. That's what you need to know. When the game comes, like, you need to start showing what you have.
Alright, now we're seeing a bit of a stalemate here. We're just kind of seeing them trying to find their footing. Jordan playing very, very comfortably from behind, like just from behind the lines, not really having to commit, has a very solid lead. But the thing is that if Spider does land a solid opening, he can convert to really nasty, and honestly, I could even see it converting to a kill when it comes to Sakuya's weight. Just get a couple uppers, and it might be a done deal, but can he get back here from this killer situation? Gets the good disable on the watch, but ends up eating that warrior to lose the next stock.
I'm seeing the change in like Spider's plans here. You're realizing that like, hey, I can actually do much of the zoning here and just slowly itching Jordan to the corner. Where then like Spider can do the pillar, the down air, all these like big projectiles that now you are safe to do. Nice try with the pillar there. Great grab from Spider.
Yeah, we're already seeing Spider kind of evening things up, and all Spider really needs now is one solid hit, and this could even out this game, even when he was honestly playing from very far behind for a lot of the set so far. Ends up getting that narrative here, not quite killing just yet, but being able to potentially get a good edge situation, except that teleport was not covered. Trying to go for the double up air, not quite getting it. For tilt setup, he's ready to disable the watch, but it's definitely looking like actually a very tricky time dealing with the double recovery, two-fold recovery layers that Sakuya can have.
Yeah, because like I feel like the timings can't be that much different. It's either Jordan gets up stage or just teleports, and then like you have to catch up to them.
Yeah.
Very
I think
hard.
the main struggle is just that it looks like it's kind of hard for Nitori to kind of cover both, especially due to her just own general speed not being the fastest.
Yeah, for sure. Spider needing to commit to it is gonna lose you a lot of time, and then just give Jordan back the space that they worked so hard for. Just like that. Back on stage, and now they're back full stream. Just whiffing attacks.
Spider's just doing his best. Yeah, Spider's doing his best. He's trying to find out a one hit to try and end this stock, to try and play the next one from zero. Gets the down air. And now this admittedly is going to be a comfier percent for Spider to play at, because when it's at zero, it's going to be easier for him to get conversions, try and actually get some setups. Because I do know that Spider's punish games, especially low percent, can be absolutely brutal.
Pretty much agreed here, but he just needs to find out one hit. Losing his double jump, not being able to put pillar late.
Okay, gets that pillar back though now, gets that one there. Okay, gets a little bit of a thing going, tries to go for that down strong to build some damage, but ends up whiffing unfortunately. Nice missile to try and just get Jordan off of his back for a little bit, trying to kill some of these knives, but not really being quite enough. That water pillar is almost about to go. Ends up in a really rough situation to recover and just gets caught by that down strong, and that is game one for Game Millions.
It all came down to that one parry from that pillar, just like missing that one parry and just getting zoned out so hard. Nice attempt from Spiderboi. Jordan finally getting game one. Heading into Tower Heaven. Ether High.
Tower Heaven. Tower Heaven pick. Honestly, I can kind of see this counter pick. I can kind of see it because generally having the triplat access, I can actually see being very nice for Spider's punish game. The way Nitori kind of like carries people around in general, it's a little bit smaller as well. And it can give a little bit more of a recovery mix sometimes too, but also I think the coverage as well with some of the projectiles can be even more potent here because you're not necessarily safe on the side platforms from things like the cucumber.
Yeah, not only the cucumber, but also the pillar, because, you know, I know that Jordan likes to do like those fancy slide offs from platforms for recovery, and then Nitori can just stop that by using pillar, and then rising you up, being like, hey, I don't want you to land yet.
Absolutely, for sure. And we're already seeing things going significantly better for Spider here in this opening. Oh my god, their coverage was actually almost fantastic. Though Jordan Main a little bit too fast for getting hit by it.
Back to neutral now again. Just moving around. Yeah, the top platform helping both players out. Just sliding, wave landing everywhere. But one needs to commit, and Spider takes the initiative.
Oh, really smart water pillar to downer setup there, getting Spider at first stock and letting him have a really good foundation here. Because now Spider's the one in the lead, and I will say that I think that now that Sakuya has to kind of play on the back foot, this is going to be a lot nicer for Spider, because now he gets to control the tempo, and I think that when Sakuya has to play the opponent's tempo is when it's going to be a little rougher, especially in this type of matchup, because now you kind of have to get in. And that's when Nitori finally gets to play at the range they want to play at.
Exactly. And from the previous sets that we watched, like, Jordan likes to play safe. He's not comfortable having to do the catch up here, especially against Nitori. Like, higher percentages for heavy, like, kind of lose some confirms at that point.
Very much so, and right now we're already seeing, we're seeing a really nice little conversion there with the teleport stun into the forward strong, letting Jordan at least catch up on stocks, but percent-wise, Spider still has a really big lead, and this is already a very dangerous percent for Jordan to be at in this matchup.
Now the projectiles not seeming to work against for Jordan now, just like having to inch each percentage, you cause more mistakes just like that. Wrong DI. Jordan thinking on the platform there, what do you have to do to catch up?
Yeah, establishing a bit of a game plan, he's kind of feeling things out, trying to at least make sure he gets that information dump into his brain right now to try and prepare, not just for the rest of this game, but also making sure he has the information in his mind for the rest of the set. And so far, he's actually doing a really good job of pressuring Spider and forcing him back off stage, which is very much where he kind of just wants to make sure, like, he wants to make sure he can play a bit back, get Spider off stage, just keep harassing him like he did at the end of the last game. Because Nitori's options of dealing with, like, the diagonal knives from above seems fairly limited.
Ooh, nice drop from the water pillar just to avoid Jordan's fair there. I think they have another pillar on deck. Nice grab, getting back on stage. Amazing recovery from Spider.
Yeah,
Nice.
and so far Jordan is still kind of struggling to land that final hit, and now with that, okay, but fairly nice DI catch. Jordan does end up landing the next stock, and does definitely have a potential here to be able to bring this back. But he just needs to play this very carefully. Okay, gets a really good opening, perfect reads just on where Spiders want to go. That parry was absolutely insane. Sets up the pocket watch. Oh my god, that upper is from good at disabling that from that position. Still pressuring really hard off stage. He's trying his best to read the timing of when Spider's going to come back up on the ledge. Playing things a bit safe. Gets hit by that downer, and that's still not going to be enough to land this kill.
Once again, living from the downer. A 155 using the wall jump.
Oh no! I think he might have wall jumped early and it's accidentally instead of doing his double jump, so he could not get the next jump out. Yep, exactly. Got the wall jump instead of the double jump down there, and unfortunately, because of that, could not properly get back to stage. So Spider does end up taking that game, but that was nothing to slouch at. J1 started building one hell of a set of momentum towards the end of that game.
The funny thing about Sakuya and compared to other main Total is that Total likes to build up damage quickly. While Sakuya, you have to work out. You have to work at it. You have to chip down the wood before the tree falls down, right? And for them to almost make it that close was an amazing feat from Jordan. So I really want to see if they can keep that momentum going now, game 3.
Yeah, and so far we're already seeing like he's kind of back to his usual, but I do think he is going a little bit more in right now, trying to make Spider a bit uncomfortable. I do think he's kind of finding that, okay, I need to make sure I establish the tempo again, like when I let Spider control the tempo, that game just happened. He started finding that kind of footing. Amazing interrupts on that side special with his knives, actually.
That's something you usually see here in Rivals and Workshop.
They really don't, but so far, very even game going on right now, and oh, managing to disable that watch right before it would have hit him.
Ooh, not realizing that they ran out of the pillar there. Jordan finally finding their footing and getting the lead for this match. Starting out with
and actually this time, this one time, we're actually seeing a bit of a different approach to his gameplay as well, because while we saw in the first game where he established a lead, he started playing a bit more passively, he's actually letting himself to playing a lot more in your face, a lot more aggressively. It might be a bit of the stage kind of lending itself to him, kind of having to play a bit like that. But also he's just, I think changing up the tempo here is the strongest thing he can do.
Yeah.
Because if Spider has gotten used to him playing a bit more passively, like he did in the first 2 games, then Jordan just going, alright, I'm just going to be in your face this time, then Spider's not necessarily ready for that. He's been adapting to the slower playstyle.
I think Jordan's realizing that sitting full screen, that means that like his speed and his quicker projectiles are going to reach like, it's basically balancing out how much Nitori can do. And now he's like sitting more mid-stage, controlling more, not sitting back too far, and just generally just playing out of Nitori's range now, like making sure that Spider actually commits to something rather than just letting him set up. Nice parry. Jordan with a dominating lead here.
Okay. We're once again seeing the attempt at bullying with the diagonal down air knives, but Spider actually getting the parry this time, getting to try and at least make another solid attempt coming back. Gets that reversal forward there, gets to come back for sure. Ooh, that teleport was a bit rough, but still manages to not die just yet. He has such high percent, and if he can kill here, the backer finally, and that's the kill for Spider-Boy, but this percent lead that Jordan has could lead to an absolute even bigger snowball effect.
Yeah, just like one more strong aerial there, and your stock is basically gone. Just like that. Now last stock, Spider needs to find something here. Very important to stop the bleeding. Can't let Jordan run with this momentum right now. Like, you can't let them adapt to you. You need to show why you're here, right?
Yeah, exactly. And Spiderboi definitely has shown that he has the punish game to kind of catch up from the situation, but it is looking a bit rough. But finally managed to start it. Actually makes it so that he delays the Vortex a little bit to not get caught by that parry. Has built an insane amount of percent right now, and is still maintaining the pressure. His advantage state has not stopped yet. That downer was insane. He has to recover, and he's actually straight up brought J Millions from low percent all the way to a kill. Spiderboi actually just played that stock near perfectly. That was insane.
Just as you were saying, Spider's punish game on point. This is not someone you can mess around with. Doesn't matter what your lead is. If you give Spider the chance, he will take it.
It's as they say, give him an inch, take a mile. And Spiderboi's punish game has been shown us the definition of that. If you look it up in a textbook, you're going to see this Nitori staring at you from the void. And now we're seeing it. Yeah, we're going to see a bit of an opposite situation. We're going to see that the pocket watch stun not quite bringing him high enough, but not having access to the water pillar. Manages to still sneak right back on, gets another chance at using the water pillar to recover. Perfect up air to let himself get back on stage and establish a little bit of stage presence again.
Back now on stage, 55%. We've seen how damaging Spider can be. Jordan getting a little bit scared here, just doing the knives, making sure that he gets a percentage lead. Spider starting up something big.
I really appreciate some of the ideas he's been having with trying to use the water pillar to get down strong to get specific angles. And I do hope we can see it actually pay off a little bit better than it has so far, because I do am liking ideas. And unfortunately, getting caught out in the, very clearly trying to kind of drift out of a range, unfortunately ending up having poor DI because of the very clear, just trying to do his best. But that game ends up still going in J Million's favor. But very strong showing for Spiderboi. And honestly, if I was J Millions right now, I would be shaking a little bit going into this next game because of just that absolutely ridiculous second stock that Spiderboi took.
I like the fact that you were bleeding for so long and managed to recover in the same hour was the crazy factor that Spider had there.
Oh, absolutely, but now we're already seeing actually a decent bit of percent from both. Not seeing anything major, but Spider now getting reads on reads, getting perfectly set up, getting another back air to hit, disabling the pocket watch, still maintaining this advantage state, setting up the water pillar there. This is gonna potentially be huge. Oh, the down strong not being quite enough to kill, but still having such a giant percent lead. Trying to be a little tricky with the cucumber, and this could lead to a stock very soon.
That was such a scary height, just to eat that down strong.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jordan having to recover now, losing that double jump.
And it's honestly not even, it's a very tricky situation. Not even sure if there was a whole lot he could do to get back from this. I think he just kind of decided to mulligan that and go again.
Yeah, you can't let your losses take it the advantage, right? You just gotta keep going, take your losses, and keep moving forward, no matter how hard you get hit. Nice stopwatch and the forward strong, finally hitting that last setup.
Catching that double jump as well does let him end up coming back on the water pillar, but does not actually end up going high enough. Was a little too hasty in that recovery.
It's scary, you're at 100, getting forward strong here. Just out your pillars, just gonna be it.
For sure, for sure. And now we're seeing Spiderboi be a bit of a percent lead again. If he can kind of start just cranking out this neutral. They're playing a lot, very, very safe each of them. He's establishing a stage half that they're trying to approach from and just trying to make it so that they're the ones who make the second move. Because so far, whoever's making the first move might not necessarily always be the one coming out on top.
You know, it just feels like they're two best friends just sharing each other's stage. It's taking each other's half and just alright, you have that, I'm gonna approach one time.
And Spiderboi getting an insane parry, just for huge value, getting that F strong off and getting it in really nice percent lead now. This is Nitori can once again just kind of play back, play things a bit safer, try and play at their own tempo, and we'll see how long he gets to play at his own tempo for, because Jordan has already shown that he is more than willing to tussle in it.
Hey, Jordan needs to do something here. Racking up percentage, scary situation. The sliding
Still
up
landing
just...
some... He's trying to set up his wrist position, but gets himself very dangerously off stage. Managed to actually get a bit of a trick. You could even say that honestly that was probably unintentional, but a pretty strong bait, honestly, to just kind of get the teleport stun, which I honestly think that he could probably afford to try and be a little bit more aggressive with sometimes as well, to just force himself into Spider space and potentially land some really nasty kills.
What you have to do, you have like such a percent lead to get up to, and Sakuya, you just have to work hard for it. You can't sit down, you can't sit back full screen. You have to go for those risky plays. But Spider, that's where he wants to be. Oh, that's so deep.
Oh my god. Yeah, nice little catch there. I am actually quite impressed that he decided he was going to go for it. Probably realizing that Spider was likely to go for the full charge onto the missile like he did. Which he was mostly using to help him recover, since it does bounce him back just a little smidge of a bit. Jordan attempting to use that water pillar to kind of help us recover a little bit, but Spider does catch him out and does take this game. Very, very close game though, and I'm actually very excited for this game 5 to see just who is going to end up controlling tempo, because that's been the name of the game so far, is tempo. This is a clear showcase of two people who want to play at different tempos, or who want to be the one in control of tempo. And whoever has control of tempo in that moment, that's the person who's been winning so far, pretty much. So we'll see just who can keep doing it.
You know, like getting that final beat, right? Who gets the last laugh at this point? And Jordan starting off strong here, 51%. You know, maybe his blood is boiling now. Game 5 is like, I really don't know how I got here, but I'm gonna stop now. Requires
Gonna
done.
stop this silly little gremlin child from advancing any further, getting a huge percent lead. Trying to catch some defensive options. Has some great potential here to try and take this first stock. Get some offstage yet again. Oh, grants a perfect catch, knowing how eager Spider is to try and disable that pocket watch. Gets that F strong to cover the get up forward air. And now Jordan can have tempo control for as much as he wants. He can plat drop really well here. And Nitori's plat drops are okay, but I would say that Sakuya's plat drop aerials might be a little bit more potent here.
Yeah, quicker aerials, more strong. Like the bears, the fairs, it's very scary to match. But you know, you're playing at Jordan's pace. Now you gotta do something. No time to relax. Right off stage. Spider needs to get off there more and try to catch Jordan. I feel like Jordan's like starting to put on sunglasses, putting on suntan, just chilling. Racking up the percent.
Make sure not to get too burnt here on Blazing Hideout, but this Kappa is kind of struggling a little bit too much with this heat. Packing way too much of it. Oh my god, getting caught by that back air. Now J1 gets to play it exactly as fast or slow as he wants to. He can even play it a little bit risky here. Try and make Spider as uncomfortable as possible. Gets a bunch of different knife hits in, and Spider is kind of scrambling a lot right now. Definitely seems a little bit nervous. Gets a perfect recovery back. Just letting himself play as safe as he wants, as much as he wants.
Yeah, the air is getting thick here for Spider, like running out of air here to swim at. Still not having found a stock.
Yeah, not being able to quite land the stronger hits of that up air to seal anything out, and Jordan is still just kind of running away with this game so far. Gets the jab into up tilt, still chasing after. West side special whiffing. Jordan not really committing off stage still. He's trying to make sure that he keeps at a good range that down strong. Could we potentially see a free stock coming out from J1 here?
This is not how I want to go. Please do not let it be a 3 stock. Spider, you have to find an answer here now.
Oh, man, attempted up strong. He tried sending it for the greater good, but ends up whiffing it. Despite at least taking that stock, trying to see if he can establish at least a little bit of tempo here. Because it's not over until it's over. Gets hit by the stun. Gets forward air. Oh, ends up in a precarious situation. Does not have access to the water pill anymore. And that is the end of Spider's journey of Vortex Gallery. A very strong showing, but Jordan ended up simply having probably more information and just figuring out the tempo on this counter pick a little bit faster. But still, fantastic showing by Spider.
I can't believe the change of tempo between the two players there. Just Jordan was just like, had enough. Like, just full throttle. I'm done playing with this kid.
He simply showed that the adult has the faster running speed than the child and kind of outran him.
Gremlin can't run forever, you know. The adult knows their way around this. But,
It's
you
hard to
know,
run that fast with that heavy backpack, you know, where the Sakuya can, like, fly and stuff, teleport. You know, it's kind of an unfair race if you really want to think about it, but either way. Next up, we will